Hi, it's Wasabi. Welcome back to the channel. Today's battle's on the Red Shire map, and we've got Stife from Fiddy Clan, and he's in the Tier 10 UK heavy tank, the FV215b. Now, this was originally the top heavy tank in the UK heavy tank line, but in patch 9.2, I think it was, got converted to a equivalent to a reward tank or a special vehicle. But most recently, about 2 years ago, it became available in the bond shop. So you can purchase it with bonds. I think it's around 12,000 bonds. So pretty good value, I think, for the amount of bonds compared to some of the new tanks selling for 20k bonds. Anyway, Stuff has already got 2 marks of excellence on this barrel, so we know he's a good player. So we'll see what result he gets in this. And what I was going to say, I go for this is an encounter game, so there's only one cap. And obviously, if people try and cap, it takes around twice as long to cap as it does in a standard random battle mode. In case, I don't think it's going to turn into a capping game. But Stife is coming up to the heavy play area. Now, 215b is a bit of a second line tank, and that's why he's playing around this area here. Frontal armor is not fantastic, has a good gun, of course, but the frontal armor isn't really up to par with some of the main heavy tanks, so you can't really brawl directly here. So what he's trying to do is just pick tanks that are distracted, trying to fight with other tanks, and just use his positioning and gun depression to use the terrain to protect himself and try and knock off some of these tanks, or at least take away a lot of their health. So if they do push, then he's got health to protect himself. Well, there you go. So he's just taken a shot from the Centurion Axe and X, and that's gone through him without any real problem. There's an STB1 to his left. I'm not sure if he's going to go after that. He's just taken a lot of chunks out of the BADATTANKING AP. And STB1's just pulled out of harm's way just at the right moment. So just back to the gun on this tank. It's 120mm L1A1, so it's really one of the top guns in the game from the British line. I think standard dispersion is 0.33, so with cruise skills you get that down to below 0.30. Alright, we just saw in chat there's Type 4 Heavy complaining about the team. Stife's already picking up some damage and some spotting damage, and going through the tanks here without a problem. While he's using premium rounds, of course. As you've seen, he's 2 marked it, and he's on his way to 3 marking it, so just wants to continue racking up good average damage. But part of getting your average damage, of course, is to stay alive so that you don't lose your health too early and can't keep acquiring damage. Anyway, they know he's here, so he's just got to be pretty careful and just assume he's spotted. But as they come around trying to shoot him, he's you can see he's looking for options to get rid of them. Now, just being careful about the tanks on the left. There's a 215B183, the TD version of this tank, and there's that Action X, so you came up on the hill to shoot down onto Stife. So there's an E3 also with that 215B. Alright, now he's noticed some tanks on his right there that are encroaching a bit. So anyway, he's pushing pretty hard in this area. And he's just looking for angles here. Just found the commander's hatch there, and that's what I mean about the accuracy of the gun. Can work really well. He's running food, of course, to improve the performance of the gun, as well as all the other aspects of the gun. and also the way the tank performs. So yeah, food always helps in that respect. You can see he's just looking for angles here, trying not to expose his tank. You can see he's taken a shot through the roof of the tank. That would have been the Action X, I'm pretty sure. Shooting down, and he doesn't want to really expose his tank too much. Still early days in the game, but he's got some tanks here he can shoot at. There you go. Puts a nice shot into the UDA-16. Now, the average damage roll should be 400, so he has had a few low rolls, but he's also had some good high rolls as well, getting over 500, so get the good with the bad. And he's got this 215b 183 lined up now. He knows he's fired, so plenty of time to get a couple of shots in. And there he goes. So 4.5k now of damage done, and 2.7 of assisted damage, so this is pretty good. It's working this area pretty well. And he's just trying to get an angle on that STB1, not quite getting the gun depression with the angle of the ground he's got here. There's a couple of heavy tanks down there, at least one of them's a one shot. And there you go, shot just whizzes past Stife there. Gets another nice shot into the UDA-16. You can see here he's basically just trying to work this area so that gets angles on tanks, but not allowing too many of them to shoot back at him. This STB1 gets the kill. That's quite satisfying. Waffenträger Alpha Panzer IV right at the back there. Will he get a shot into him? Yes, he does. So it takes him up to over 5.5k of damage. And they've just dealt with that heavy tank push there. But he knows there's still an E3 at the back. But yeah, so there's only one tank left here, the E3, but so I need to light him up and find out where he's at. And there he goes. Now, the commander's hatch on the E3 is not a weak spot, as people would like to believe. So it does need to get to sort of lower plate area. The frontal area of the E3 is one of the toughest tanks to penetrate. So maybe you'd like some help from the artillery here. And I think he's looking for an alternative angle. Again, just trying to keep out of the line of sight of the E3, maybe get up to a higher spot, and once he's fired again, he's got an opportunity to shoot down, but the E3 gets rid of the STB1. So STB1, we're getting a bit too adventurous, I guess. And there's that Type or heavy sort of the start. Just looking for opportunities to get some farming going on here. One more shot and that's a kill. And there you go, 2 kills now to Stife, and that brings him up to over 6.5k. So his pen factor with the APCR rounds is 326, so just actually not too high, not necessarily the highest you can get, but decent enough for tier 10 of course for most armour, apart from the front of E3s. Just tries a snapshot on that Waffenträger, but yeah, that misses there. Do a shake of the turret, maybe thought that would have gone in. You can see the shell velocity on the screen there, 1334 meters per second, so pretty straight shooting gun. And he knows where the artillery is now, down in that corner. But there's still like E3 to deal with in this location, and there's a medium tank here as well. So it looks like the Centurion Action X has come back. There he is. Yep. So Stipe's still got plenty of hit points left. He's 1690, so he can take a hit. If he doesn't want to take a hit from the E3, that will take away, you know, 700 plus hit points of health. So just getting down below the level and just in a timely fashion. As the artillery round comes in and the Action X is pulled back, probably pretty wisely. But he wants that E3 to push. The E3 pushes, the FV215 behind Stife will get a shot at him. And there you go, now he's getting more advice from the Type 4 Heavy. This is the Type 4 in his own team, of course, so anyway, just searching for angles here. His team are capping, but yeah, you know, they've got a bit of a lead here. They've got lots of hit points in the game. Oh, there's the UDES. There's a one shot. Where's that Action X? There's no. Oh, artillery just misses the UDES. That would have been an easy kill. E3's aiming straight at him, so yep, don't go in that direction. Oh, gets a hit from the GW Tiger. Yeah, well, that was going to happen, I think. Okay, that E3 is now distracted, although he's just taken out the Foch, but he knows the E3's fired, so he's got a chance now to come up and go for his lower plate. Or in fact, he goes for the front sprocket, so that's a good, nice, easy pen. Low front plate now, he should be able to get, which he does, but in fact, the artillery takes him out. And he just gets some assisted damage there. And gets hit by the artillery again. This is quite frustrating, as you can see. By the way, he's shaking his vision around. Okay, now he's just waiting for the stun to go away and maybe get a shot on that Centurion Axe next. And then can start cleaning up. Yeah, there he gets the kill. So third kill there to Stife, and that's 7.2k of damage. And yeah, he knows his lit, so he doesn't really want to expose himself to the Waffenträger. He would be a one shot to that WT Panzer IV. Oh, there's the GW Tiger, gets the kill, that's satisfying. So 4 kills there. And there's only one tank left now, which is the Waffenträger, and he's only got 2 of his premium rounds left, although he could certainly fire HE, but the Waffenträger gets taken out by the Striv K, and that is the battle. Let's go and have a look at the detail. So an Ace Tanker Mastery badge there for Stife, the High Caliber Award, and also the Confederate Award. 7.5k, nearly 7.6 of direct damage, and 2.9k of assisted damage gives him 10.5k of combined damage there, which really would help him on his Mark of Excellence campaign. Now, how does that compare to the team? So 1430 base experience, so we're seen in top tier 10, that is a very high level of performance. A phase 1 came next, that's a tier 9, so you always get a bonus as a lower tier for your performance. In terms of damage, the next one was the Object 268 as a TD. And where did that Type 4 end? That was giving advice through the game, ended up with 0 damage. So, all right, let you make your own conclusions about that. On the other side, the UDES 16 he was chasing around at different times was the best performer. And that E3 also near the end came pretty close, but none of them cracked 3k of damage. Anyway, great game there for Stife. How did it cost him? Well, he fired 29 shots, 23 connected and 20 of those penetrated. There were some pretty long range shots there, and he had some mission payouts as well. But in the end, with the amount of rounds that he fired, the ammunition cost 127,000, and he also paid for his food, so made a net loss of 17,000. But I think in terms of the result, he'd be pretty happy with that. Certainly, if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed already, please consider subscribing. I'll have more great content like this for you through the week, and thanks for watching.